3.
Are we live?
Turn. Yeah. Oh, we pull this.
Are we goddamn live?
Yes.
Are we goddamn live?
Pull this. So like, we're not. Son of a bitch. Look at the way my arm is like twisted. So we're not doing any like weird inception shit.
Bobby's a contortionist. I don't know if anybody knew.
Yeah, I used to be in the circus. That's it. Masters of None, episode 18. Holy shit. 18.
Episode 18, man.
Episode 18. We were doing this one on a little bit later in the week because it's a pretty big fucking fight card tonight. And so we want to have like a little pre-show, see how this goes. I really do, and I haven't even mentioned this to you, how much I love like Wednesdays. I think it's just like perfect when we do it on Wednesday. It's like the middle of the week. Cause like when you do it on Friday, it eats your Friday.
Yeah.
When we do it on Wednesday, it doesn't even really feel like we did it. It's like we did it, we got it out of the way. Now here comes the weekend. But we miss out on those weekend events. You know, we miss out on like what happens in the weekend and not being able to really discuss what happens on the weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
Okay, great. I think I just checked our sound. I think we sound good. So I know we're primarily going to talk about the fights tonight.
Yes, primarily.
Yeah,
Our
primary discussion is going to be the fights tonight. There's a few things I want to touch on before we get to the fights. That way we could just talk about the fights till the end. And then big card tonight. Let's fucking talk about the other shit, like I said.
Let's talk about what we've been up to.
All right. Yes. Go ahead. What you been up to, man?
I have a new employment.
I'm
no longer on a graveyard shift. Your boy is alive and well in the daytime.
No more overnight. You are not raccooning anymore.
No, man. I'm done with that shit. I'm sleeping at the nighttime. I'm sleeping when the birds sleep. And I'm awake when the birds rise.
Yeah, you're sleeping. You're one with nature now. You're sleeping with nature.
That's right. Sleeping with nature. Is that bestiality? It's strange.
Listen, there's no limits with Mother Nature.
Yeah, it's true.
At least it's Mother Nature and
Mother
not Father
Nature
Time.
True.
Could be worse. Fucking Father Time.
Yeah, you don't want none of that.
Yeah.
You fuck up the wrong way, you lose some years. Yeah, man. What else is going on, man? How you been?
I'm good, man. Same old same with me. I think that I took this last week off. My normal babysitter.
Wait, you pay your bills?
Yeah. It's from my job, and because my mother-in-law, who's really my baby, so is a babysitter as well, is gone for 4 weeks. So this was like the first week that I've like me and child all day. Like,
every day?
Every day.
Would you like to be a stay-at-home dad, or are you trying to go back to work like right now?
I was ready to go back to work end of day one. I started to do something called the dad's log every day. And it was a dad log, and it was like a log of like how I felt and like where I'm at in the day. Similar to a captain's log when he's lost at sea. I did a dad's log.
So you're lost at home?
Yes. So like it was like, and this isn't verbatim, but it was like dad's log day one.
Baby shit on my hand.
Days I'm halfway through the day. The child has just finished eating lunch, and I feel like she has more energy than we began the day with. She's not showing any signs of tiring. You can't tell from the outside, but within, I'm breaking. Lesson learned of the day: do not feed child in glass bowls. They're
gremlins.
Yeah,
you can't feed them at certain times, and you can't feed them in certain dishes.
Yeah, due to emotions, it's like. You know, emotions up and down. And you know what's super funny is that like if she wants to do something and then like she'll whine about it, and then you let her do it, she laughs at you. Like she does this like weird like maniacal laugh. There was one point where I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking put you to sleep because you're tired and you're fighting it, and I know you're tired.
And she's like, bring it on, bitch.
Yeah, so we get to the bed and she's like, no, I want to get off the bed. And she, you know, she knows no. So she's like, no. I take her off the bed for a second to go to her room, and she's the second I hit the floor, no joke.
And does she run off
just
out of
like that? Yeah, she could open the locks and shit. It was I definitely have a greater respect for like single mothers.
True. That's a tough gig, bro.
What?
Being a single mother, that's a tough gig.
Dude, no. Shout out to all the single mothers out there.
Yeah. Shout out to all the single mothers who are single for something that's not their fault.
Yeah. Oh, yes, 100%.
Yeah. Not shout out to all the undateable psycho single mothers.
Yeah.
Okay?
Can we push this way a little bit? I'm kind of out of frame.
Are you out of frame?
I'm like, my back is like out of frame. So some people might think that I'm like the hunchback of Notre Dame.
But you want people to see your blowhole?
No, I want them to know it's not there.
Come on, son.
I don't want to.
There you go. Shimmy forward. Scoot.
I'll bust a leg out on one of these fucking chairs, one of these lawn chairs.
I would piss my pants.
Can you imagine? It'd be good content, I suppose.
It would. There we go. We're good.
Yeah, now we're good.
Now we're even better. See?
So the stimulus bill passed.
Yes, it did, man. Are we getting money?
Yeah.
It's $1.9 trillion. Who even makes these numbers up? How much money we borrowing from China to make this happen?
No, we're just reprinting this one. It's so. I hate to get into like the politics side of like the stimulus, but like
Who's paying for it?
I don't really want the stimulus. Like anybody, it's not. Things are getting back to normal. Like it's like ridiculous that people think that they could just continue getting like free money.
Yeah.
So you're getting like $1,400 some odd dollars, right? You're gonna get an additional $300 a week on unemployment. You're gonna get like childcare assistance and like there's always. Why would I ever fucking work again? Where's the job incentive? Where's the guys who are getting more money for going back to work?
Yeah.
Where's that?
That's what I want to know too. If you go back to work, you should get an extra $200.
Where's the check for the motherfuckers who just got a new job? Like the new job bonus.
Yeah.
Like you were unemployed due to COVID and then you got a new job. We're going to give you more money.
Yeah.
Where's that one?
No, that's a really good point.
There is no incentive to go out and work. 60% of Americans will make more money remaining unemployed
than they would going back to work.
Because of the stimulus, yeah.
You know what's funny? That's all factual in my opinion. You like that? Factual in my opinion.
I see what I did there. This is not financial advice.
Yes, that's right. This is not financial advice. You should seek financial advising from a professional.
Yeah,
but
from an advisor.
But when we're thinking about the concept of the stimulus and what it's really supposed to do, of course, that doesn't make sense. But in actuality, what the stimulus is supposed to do is make people fully dependent on the government. It's just going to make you more dependent. So now what will you do?
Waiting for the man to give you your next check.
So what will you do? You will vote into office the same people that allowed you to get that money.
Yeah, if you're a dummy.
Well,
if you're a dummy,
there's a lot of dummies.
Yeah, when your kids ain't got nothing, there's not going to be any Social Security when we get to the age.
No,
but when your kids are fucking definitely not going to get Social Security or definitely not, it's just people have to think for a second that there's at the very least a large pot with a bunch of money in it, and like if we just keep taking money out of that pot, then like how are we supposed to like survive as a country? Or not even that. Forget about the money that's in the pot. As people, how do you motivate people to want to succeed? People working is not just about like, everybody getting their own money and being independent. Working inspires entrepreneurship and it inspires people to invent. How are people going to continue to like keep mankind going, to make new inventions? The guy who invented the shotgun tool didn't invent the shotgun tool and I'm referring to the tool to let you like shotgun a beer. It's like a metal like thing. And
I was like, shotgun tool.
Anything. The people who invented those things, they didn't invent them because they had a bunch of money that they were getting from the government and they were sitting around. It was like, no, it was out of necessity. And they're like, I could make a bunch of money doing this shit. But if like somebody's spoon feeding you, then you don't have to do anything for yourself.
No, it speaks volumes when you have these billionaires whose kids are just drug addicts that sit at home. And they're just all on pills and drinking their life away and partying because they don't need to go and make any money.
And I'm sure there's a better way to phrase it, but it's just like it's not even like I couldn't use the money. I could. And who can't use $1,400?
Of course.
Who can't use that kind of money?
Of course.
But you know what? I understand that like it's more than just $1,400. So I'd rather say, you know what? Keep your fucking $1,400 and let's just fucking get back to where we want to be. Let's people start going back to work, looking for jobs again. There's fucking jobs out there, man.
Dude,
there's jobs out there.
There's jobs. And if you're not going to get a job, use this to learn a skill. Go to vocational school.
But that's not what's going to happen.
Use this time to get educated. Use this time to learn a skill. Use this time to make connections, talk with people, build new relationships. But people aren't doing that. They're just staying home and they're just hoping to just have a check put in the mail.
Dude, pay your sister to go to online college for you. Like, do something with that money.
Exactly.
That's, if
buy a membership to like whatever that, like papers.com or whatever it is where they just write your papers for you. And
dude. Invest it into yourself.
Yeah, bro. I agree 100%. I just
don't buy sneakers.
No, don't buy Jordans unless you're
Or
gonna flip
studio
them
time.
shits. Unless you're gonna flip those Jordans, and don't buy. See, that's another thing. Is like I'm all about. Listen, man, you know me. I'm a creative.
Yeah.
But you have to look at everything like an investment.
Yeah.
Same way that I say people need to look at college. Same way people need to look at the studio time.
Mhm.
If you're gonna go and you're gonna make some songs, unless you have the expendable cash and you just like the art of making a song.
Yeah,
good.
if you're a baller, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna refer to people who go to the studio with nothing prepared?
I'm just gonna say, if you're gonna invest in something, let's say a studio session, let's say a degree, anything, you should be getting a return on your investment. So if that song is costing you $1,000 to make, record, mix, master, all that stuff, you should be making $2,000 on that.
Yeah,
So-
you know what? It's so funny because like ROI when it comes to what up, Twiz? Twiz in the chat.
Yo, Twiz in the
Twiz said
chat.
they're gonna
Twiz.
tax us. That's a fact. That money is like, first of all, they make 2 times money on that money.
On
and
which
when we
money?
spend it, because when we spend that money, they're gonna tax the fuck out of it. But real quick,
stimulus money?
Yeah, he's like they're gonna tax us. But just to close out what you were saying about studio time making an ROI on music, you don't see a return on. Some people, most people, a majority of people never see a return.
Me included,
Never ever
I have
see a
spent
return.
thousands of dollars on making records, recording records, getting records mixed, shooting videos, promotion, and I have made probably just a few $100s off of music. Now, when you think about my camera gear and stuff like that, I've made more money using my camera
Yeah.
in the span of a year.
Because people don't really need rappers like they need photographers.
No, and the problem is too much of a what is Swiss?
What up, Ray? Yo, so real quick, just to catch back up on the chat.
Ray Figs.
Yeah, shout out to Ray Figs. Twiz said that money got to come from somewhere, which is absolutely true. It's kind of like what I started saying
What,
with
the
like the
stimulus
bucket.
money?
Yeah, it's like we have this bucket and like we just keep draining from it and draining from it and draining from it. It's like, dude, I don't think a majority of the people need right now is a check for $1,400. $1,400 is gonna make or break you. Your situation is more. You got to reevaluate shit a lot more than like worrying about a check from the fucking feds, bro.
Yo, I can hear you.
Yo, Ray. Yeah, I finally got my cut. Yo, me and my barber are going through a divorce. Yo, we're not going through a divorce. My barber's like not cutting hair right now. He's doing like other extracurricular activities that he's making more money on, which I respect. I respect his hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've been getting cut for a long time, so I don't need to be put on the shelf for like another job. You know?
Yeah.
So I had to go get a cut by somebody else. I haven't had.
Ooh, so you guys aren't divorced. You separated and you just cheated.
Yeah, we're separated right now. I don't want this to happen. I want to go back. I want him to take me back. I want to keep getting haircuts by him. And it's not even.
You want him to take you back.
Yeah, I want him to take me back. And he's not even like reliable. He's like, it's always a tough time getting a haircut by him, but it's so fresh when you walk out that shop. You know, when you walk out of the barbershop, fellas, listen to me right now. There's not a better feeling. You guys could tell me right now if you know a better feeling, listen to chat, than walking out that shop with the freshest cut. A cut so fresh that if you wipe his sweat, you might just really cut yourself because your shape up is so sharp. You get into the car, pop open that fucking visor and look at yourself. Like, I'm never more fuckable than 2 days after a haircut.
2 days?
Well, the day one is pretty fresh.
It's the settling period.
Same day you're gonna get a couple hood boogers. It depends what you're looking for. Same day you're gonna
Right.
But day 2 is like when the regular chicks, the ones that they're not just looking for the fresh lineup. That's when
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, so and so's looking
Oh.
handsome. You're like in
They're
between.
like, oh, you look like you got a job. The first day it's like, oh, you look like you might be affiliated with
Yeah,
someone.
Twiz knows what I'm saying. You see Twiz's new freestyle on Instagram. Shout out to Twiz. Go check out Twiz's
Yo.
freestyle on his Instagram. But his waves, I had to look away when he put his head down because I got motion sickness because his waves was spinning.
Are you kidding me? My dog rolled over. I was watching that shit on my TV. I was Chromecasting that shit. My dog started rolling over on a carpet and shit. I was like, what the fuck? My dog felt like she was in a spin cycle.
Yo, Twiz's waves was looking crazy.
For real, bro. If you see my Guinness just settled, shout.
Yo, you know what's mad funny about this beer? We've talked about it a bunch of times, but you know, for people who never heard it, there's a ball of nitrous in this beer. If you guys heard when he cracked it, it sounded like a rocket went off inside.
Yeah.
It sounded like there was a junkie in a car shooting nitrous. That's what it sounded like. It
Sound like
there's
Steve-O?
whippets.
Sound like Steve-O? Nah, it's so go ahead. What are you saying?
I wanted to say about the time me and Justin used to work in a kitchen, and there was a point where somebody was doing whippets off of like all the cream, off the fucking
The whipped cream.
And they had found like cases upon cases of just empty whipped creams that are full of whipped cream, but no
nitrous. It was all gone. So I mean, every time they reach for a whipped cream can, shit would be like nothing would come out of it. It would just be like every single time.
Dude, for months somebody was back there.
We had to have a meeting. Our boss pulls together all the workers together and is like, you remember what she said?
Go ahead. I do. It was because she wasn't hip.
She said, no, she was not. This was not intended to be funny, and that's what made it hilarious.
That was the funniest part about it.
She said, listen, guys, you guys got to be kidding me. You guys got to stop it with the whippets. Whoever's whipping it, you're whipping it real good.
She said, stop whipping it.
Whoever's whipping it, you're whipping it real good. She said, we're not doing it anymore. And they locked them all up in like a fucking cabinet with a key on it.
Ridiculous.
And gave the key to the dude doing the whippets.
Exactly. A couple like small topics I want to touch on because we really, like I said, we're really going to talk about the fights tonight. Huge card tonight. Even the prelims are great. So Dr. Seuss getting two other big things I want to talk about. Oh, Gaga's dogs. They're back and they're safe.
They're back and they're safe. But nobody seems to talk about the poor dog walker that took a fucking gunshot to the chest.
Once you get shot, you're hot for 2-3 days. If you don't drop a tape in those 2-3 days, no one's gonna listen to you anymore.
Nobody cares.
He missed an opportunity to drop the firest mixtape of 2021. You know what? What writer? I could have got anybody to write me a song after being shot with Gaga's dog. I could have had the dream come through and write me a fucking hit. He fucked up.
He did fuck up. He could have had a camera feature.
Yeah.
Really
oh my God. The cam feature. Yeah. And I wanted to talk about Logan Paul moving to Puerto Rico. Did we already talk about that?
I think we did. Yeah, we talked about it. You were a little upset about it.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to bring it up again then. It's just interesting that Logan Paul's moved to Puerto Rico. That's everything I wanted to talk about. Dr. Seuss getting canceled was another thing I wanted to talk about, which is kind of fucking ridiculous. They pulled like maybe 9. This isn't don't
every time I talk to somebody, it's more books.
I think they pulled like 9 Dr. Seuss books out or some shit like that.
I don't really know too much about the story, so I don't know why they pulled the Dr. Seuss books. Like, I don't know exactly what was racist about the books.
I think they're saying that they're just modern day inappropriate. So they're like 21st century inappropriate. Like, but when they did it back then, it wasn't inappropriate.
See, which books were they? Does anybody know what books they were?
I don't know. Twiz definitely fucking knows it because he's an encyclopedia. But I really don't know what books they took away. It's just interesting to me that we could cancel somebody that doesn't even fucking exist. Like, we know this guy isn't real, right? There's not a real fucking cat in a hat.
No.
The Green Eggs and Ham is not like, it's all fucking fictional riddles.
See, what I remember from Dr. Seuss is they weren't even humans.
No, they were who's.
They were like little furry creatures.
They were who's. They were who's in Whoville.
But then again, these are only the mainstream books that I know about.
It was 4 books.
Look at that. You multiplied that shit.
There was 4 books. Yeah, there was 4 books on Tuesday, motherfucker. There's 9 today. That's how rumors start.
That's why we say do your own research.
Yeah, but regardless, 4 books, 9 books. It's like, come on, Dr. fucking Seuss.
Yo, man, listen, man.
The guy's a fucking physician. How dare you?
Yeah, I know. The fucking nerd.
How dare you? Where do we fucking draw the line?
Is he a physician or is he like a PhD kind of guy?
The chick from the butter? We're getting rid of the chick from the butter?
The little native chick?
The Landalays?
I know, the Landalays.
She's going away?
She's gone already.
Aunt Jemima, I'll give you.
Yeah.
I'll give you Aunt Jemima.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I'm keeping all these containers because I have some from back. I'm going to keep... You know how much an Aunt Jemima syrup container is going to go for on eBay in 10 years?
Do you know what I just fucking bought on eBay the other day?
Fucking cracked the seal, though, because I had some waffles the other day.
Oh,
I should have just
held out. You gotta seal that puppy out. Yeah. I'll get it from the bottom with a syringe. The other day, when I was a kid, my grandmother bought me a Tasmanian Devil plate and mug from Disney World. Right? Or Disneyland, whichever one's in Florida. She bought it for me. They don't make that plate anymore. I had it for like over 20 something years. The other day, I'm on the phone with somebody and I fucking dropped it.
My boy K in the chat.
Yo.
My boy Chronic in the chat.
Slavery at its best. It's crazy. That's why I said, if they're getting rid of Aunt Jemima, that one I don't complain about.
Yeah.
The Landalays lady, I didn't even really I didn't even see that bitch. And I didn't even know that she was in there until they were like, oh, there's a woman in there. Like the image is like kind of distorted because it's not like a modern day image. The Land O'Lakes.
Yeah, it was like a cartoon kind of thing.
It's like a cartoon. But what about the baseball team? What about the Redskins?
The Redskins, a football team.
Excuse me. What's the the Indians?
Braves, the Braves and the Indians. There's two of them.
Yeah.
There's the Cleveland Indians and the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, we just got to draw the line somewhere, man.
I just don't know. I'm just worried that are they going to leave anything for the Native Americans? Like they're taking them off of everything. I'm
you think this is a plot to just delete them?
I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't this worse? I was like, isn't this worse? Like we're going to have like no concept of anything looking Native ever.
Who is the Native American representative that's saying that these things need to go down? Or is this just the American people? And you know who I mean when I say that. Is this the American people who just want to get this off?
I don't know. And I mean, and I'll say this right now. Listen, this is coming from a man with Taino blood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, I don't really know. I don't know. I can't. I got no fucking explanation. I got no words, bro. I don't really know, bro.
I wonder where we fucking draw the line. I think things are just going to continuously get canceled. And some of the stuff, like I said, respectfully, I get it, and it should be changed. But the fucking chick on the butter?
Yeah, I don't know. She's already gone, bro. My girl used to do this funny ass thing. We have it on the fridge. I'll send you a picture of it. Her mom used to do it when she was little. There's like this thing that my girl did with one of the Land O'Lakes things like years ago. Like I'm talking about like probably like 5 years ago. It's still on our fridge. It's she cuts out the little Land O'Lakes lady and then like cuts the knees out like on the back. Cause she's like kneeling.
Okay.
So she cut the knees out on the other side of the box, right? And then glues it on the front of the box and then cuts out like the shirt from the back and puts it over, and then you lift it up and it looks like she's flashing her titties, yo. It's fucking hilarious, yo.
That's actually super fucking funny.
Every time, yo, I'm at the house, I'll be having like some beers or some shit, or I'll be chilling.
You just do it and laugh by yourself?
I'm like, I go to make a sandwich and I just lift the little top and I'm like,
Twiz says they're trying to erase their wrongdoings. Yo, that very well could be it too. That very well could be it. But you know what I would love to know is who are the people who put these people as the face of this brand, right? Are we getting rid of the Captain Crunch because this motherfucker's not a real captain? Because captain, if I was a captain, I'd be very offended because this clown was running around in that outfit.
I want to know if the Rice Krispie guys are really triplets, or if they're bullshitting. Was that in vitro? What's the deal?
One thing for sure, that shit does talk back. What's their slogan? Snap, crackle, pop. That shit makes all those fucking sounds.
Yeah, it does make all the snaps and the crackles and the pops, but. You know, I just want to know if are they brothers?
They're
what are they? Are they roommates? What are they?
They're non-binary. They're non-binary. How dare you try to label these fucking them?
I just want to know if they're related to each other. I didn't say anything about their gender.
Sexuality, their gender. Yeah. Did you see that new shit on TikTok that now people are saying like they're like super straight is like their sexual preference, so you can't say that they're transphobic because they're not into trans women. They're just super straight, and they identify as super straight. And super straight means that you only are attracted to women, people who were born as women, or individuals who have that chromosome.
I just remember that from Jeezy used to say that. Yo, I'll be super straight. Come get you a super plate.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about the Snowman's version of super straight. Oh, this is like and they have like their own flag and shit. It's like orange and black, and it's like men who are super straight. I see.
Yeah, see, look, my boy Chronic is saying it's racist to say they're elves. What are they? Are they fairies? The Rice Krispie dudes?
Yeah, you definitely can't say elves.
They're not elves.
Wait, it's not even a real fucking thing, and I'm not trying to offend any elves.
You can't say
elf. Isn't that not real?
You can't say elf. It's not like dwarf. Can you say dwarf?
You definitely. I'm not going to say that fucking word, but I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, I thought that was the word. I thought
that's a real thing, though. The elves aren't real.
The M word you can't say.
No, you
the one that signs with the one that rhymes with widget. You can't say that.
When you say the M word and we were talking about elves and shit, immediately I was like, Matador? Because I don't think those are real either.
A matador is real. That's a bullfighter.
No, I was talking about the
Minotaur.
Minotaur. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I don't know. This is creepy. This is touchy shit.
Yeah.
We're getting in weird territory.
This is why why are we so, you know why we're so worried about this shit? You know why, right? Because we're no longer worried about getting eaten by animals and shit. We're no longer worried about surviving.
Yeah.
Because you no longer have to worry about surviving, because not only will the government give you $1,400 every time they fuck up, but There's nobody. We all live safe now. We live in America. These are first world fucking problems. They don't got these fucking problems.
Yeah.
You think that they're having this argument in third world countries? You think in Venezuela right now they're fighting for like, you know, trans whatever
Formers?
Not transformers. No, but for like, you know, to bring light to these issues. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're not real issues. I'm just saying that these problems only awake when you have no other problems.
Yeah, these are issues like when you know where your food is coming from, other things start to matter.
Yeah.
When you don't know where to get your food, things get different. Things are definitely different.
Exactly. First world problems. Yo, did you see that dude who be on Instagram, or I don't know if he's on YouTube, but like girls be calling them and he be telling them why they're not shit, and he be like, you know, like, I just can't attract any good men and shit like that. Well, he was like, well, look at yourself. Like, are you a good catch? Like, where would you? I seen what this guy was. I wish I knew his fucking name. This is why we need.
He sounds like a fucking superhero.
This is why we need another motherfucker behind the camera to look these people up for us. But this guy essentially, he was talking to a woman, and the woman was like, you know, she's looking for a man, and he was like, well, tell me about yourself, and like, what do you have?
Paint the scenario for me. How is this conversation occurring?
It's on FaceTime.
So how do they contact him?
He's live.
Is he like a radio personality type of thing?
I don't know. I don't really know this dude like that.
Not his career. I mean, how does he do the show?
He's on Instagram live, and a girl jumps into his live, and she's a cute lady, regular person, right? And he's like, well, tell me about yourself. Like, what do you have that you're bringing to the table that you feel that you should have this like elite man? And then he asks her to rate herself, and she's like, well, I think I'm like an 8. Shorty was not an 8, but it is what it is, right? And he was like,
she was like a hard 6.
So he was like, oh, so you're like up there with Beyonce then? And she's like, well, no, I'm not like, she goes, because Beyonce is like an 8 or like an 8 and change, right? Because nobody could be a 10, because then if you say somebody's a 10, when you see somebody that's hotter than them or more attractive or would be graded higher, depending
I don't know, my girl is a 10.
Besides your significant other, nobody's a 10, right? So she's like, I'm an 8. And he's like, well, you're not Beyonce. I seen this guy again today on like a woman's feminist show, just going in, holding his own about women and their unrealistic expectations.
My boy Chronic said he'll come through and be that person.
Come through.
Chronic, let's get it. I'm going to hit you after this.
Come through. Somebody needs to be in the background.
And he does video. And you already know, motherfucker got beats and shit. Yo, I don't know, Chronic. I made the beat that starts at the beginning of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
You listen to the...
Yeah, I mean, but you are more than welcome to help in any way you like, because you are a talented gentleman.
I feel like your beat doesn't... The intro music that we have for this doesn't get enough love, because people start flowing in when we're already in conversation.
It's not.
You want to spin it again in the middle? We give you a little soundbite section.
You trying to drop it right now?
Just for a second. Yeah. We do like a segment where you drop, like, just in case you guys haven't heard our intro music. Boom, boom, bam.
All right, so go ahead. So what's he saying? He's saying like, you're up with Beyonce, blah, blah, blah.
So essentially, just to make a long story short, he was really just... And he's not being argumentative. He's just really like painting a reality image. And the reason why I brought this up is because like the same reason why we have these first world problems, because motherfuckers don't live in reality. They live in like this alternate universe where these other things are real problems, where they're not real problems. And I empathize with people who are suffering because of something or X, Y, and Z. But there's like other bigger problems than like people not liking you. Right?
Yeah, true.
I think we could agree with that. There's people who are hungry in this world. There's people who, even right now, there's people who are sick. There's people so on and so forth. Cancer is a bigger problem than, somebody liking you because of your sexual preference, and I don't care, because I could care less about people's sexual preference. Yeah. What you put inside of you is your business. But what this gentleman was doing is, you like that one, right? What this gentleman was doing was giving these people just like the harsh realities of like,
maybe you're just entitled. Maybe you think you deserve more than what you do.
Exactly. Why do you think that you deserve a guy who makes 6 figures when you don't make 6 figures? Like, why do you think that why do you deserve
a 10 when you yourself think you're an 8?
Exactly. Like, why? I don't understand. Like, this is unrealistic expectations. And that's like this first world problems, these unrealistic expectations that people set for themselves. They're just I
think it's the entitlement that we have. It's the entitlement that we have. We all think we're better than we are. Like, everybody thinks their kid is a genius. Like, I'm sure your daughter is the exception and she's a genius.
No.
I'm sure Summer Rain, my boy's daughter, is a genius. Twiz's kids are geniuses.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody else's kids, I don't know. But it's like,
at least I can understand that thing because you're not around everybody's kid all the time. So you don't understand unless you have like multiple kids. Like Twiz, I'm just bringing you up because I know you got multiple kids. He knows what to expect. So when his 6-month-old starts doing something that his other kid didn't do until they were a year, you're just like, oh shit, this motherfucker's on some shit. Get the camera, honey. Get the camera.
Get the camera. Our 1-year-old is sauteing pasta.
Yeah.
Get it going.
So, those things I could kind of, almost justify. When you got your first kid, everything they do is like, oh shit, are you supposed to be doing this shit?
That's it.
Are you supposed to be whistling? If a kid that's 12 months old starts whistling, is that impressive?
Most likely he's got some kind of respiratory condition.
Yeah. That's what you think, it's a wheeze?
It's more like a wheeze,
You
yeah.
think
It's more like something like upper airway bronchial type of.
Honey, the baby's whistling.
Yeah, no, he's not whistling. He's in respiratory failure. He's having an asthma attack. Let's call somebody.
Fuck. But yeah, man, I don't know. That's my quick rant on fucking first world problems and people not really worrying about the things they should be worrying about,
True.
How about we worry about making this world a better place by I don't know. I don't have any suggestions for making the world a better place, honestly.
To me, it's, the things that I think we need to focus on is just, let's make sure people aren't starving. Let's make sure, to me, America is the only country in the world, you notice, where poor people are exceptionally overweight.
Yo, isn't that wild?
It's crazy to me. Like, you go to other countries when you're poor, bro.
Yeah.
When you got the fly on your eye.
Yeah, there's no poor thick
and
bitches.
Your stomach is fucking distended, not from overeating. It's distended from infection, stuff like that, parasitic infection.
Right.
That's hungry. When you're skin and bones, you are starving. In America, that's poor. In America, poor is like you're 150 pounds overweight and you're standing at the intersection on the service road with a cardboard sign that says, I'm a veteran. No, you're not. Most likely, you're not. You're lying.
Yeah, but you hitting licks. You out here hitting licks, getting more money in here than you would be getting out there. Just to bring up another issue, in Japan's recently had a fucking earthquake. And there's this...
How recent?
Well, a couple weeks ago, there was a big earthquake in Japan.
I didn't even know because I'm all wrapped up in Dr. Seuss.
So there was a big earthquake in Japan. There's a famous race track circuit called Ebisu, the Ebisu circuit. A lot of people, a lot of Americans, a lot of Australians, a lot of people go out there to learn how to drift. A lot
of Tokyo drift.
Yeah, it's a drift circuit essentially. They might do road racing over there, time attack shit, but a lot of people come from America and from other countries to go over there to learn how to drift or just to drift in general. Their track was devastated because of the hurricane, and they're collecting money, so on and so forth for the.
They got a GoFundMe.
They got a GoFundMe. Dude, the GoFundMe made $55,000 in a matter of days. It's $100,000 goal, made $55,000 from non-Japanese people.
That's what's up. Well, that's the power of the internet and crowdfunding.
It's exactly what it is. But it's just interesting, that there's crowdfunding for all these things, but none of the issues that you mentioned, there's a lot of crowd funding for. There is the Red Cross and all those things. I don't trust those things. Ever since I wanted to donate my hair, I remember you guys don't know, or if you do know, I had long hair at one point.
I donated mine too.
I wanted to donate my hair so bad, right? And I'm looking at all these companies and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna donate to Wigs for Kids, right? I'm just throwing this out there. Wigs for Kids. What do they do with the hair? They take the hair, they process it, and then they go and they sell it. I'm just using them as an example. I don't remember if they were the ones that sold their hair, but I was like, I'm not giving my hair to somebody so they could sell it to somebody. I want my hair to go to somebody who can't afford it. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah.
Is that ridiculous?
No,
is that
you're
ridiculous
right. I'm laughing at something different.
Nah,
I'm laughing because it's Wigs for Kids. There's Locks for Love. There's always some clever little thing.
Yeah, it's there's yeah, Wigs for Kids. Yeah, but it's not really Wigs for Kids. It's Wigs for Sale for Kids. Yeah. And then all these other companies. I'm like, I couldn't find a single company that actually just gave this fucking hair away. Every company I was finding, they were making money somehow, some way. And I get it. You need to pay employees to process all this stuff. Someone needs to pay for it, right?
True.
I would have rather donated my hair and contributed X amount of dollars and then made sure that my hair was going to be put to was given to somebody for free.
Yeah.
than to give it to, you know, somebody who's going to sell it.
Yeah.
But just like Twiz is saying in the comments, to misappropriate the funds at all times. They misappropriate the funds at all times. Yeah, you know, you never know who you're giving money to, that, and you never know what they're gonna fucking do with that bread.
Facts.
You know, I wonder. You hear about the stories about the Red Cross and them, you know, fucking with the books.
Yeah, they all do that.
Dude, remember the Catholic Church does that shit.
Wyclef was stealing money from the Haiti fund.
Nah.
What?
That's a thing?
That's a goddamn fact.
Damn, I thought he was big bro.
Nah, man.
Wyclef Jean?
No money, no cry. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker was robbing shit.
Nah, dead ass?
Yeah, man. He was stealing money, bro. He was stealing money. What do you think? They shot his ass for no reason?
Me and my grandmother were just talking about crooked ass politics. They put a new toll in Dominican Republic, and they talking about they made like 200 million pesos or some shit like that off of these polls, off this toll. And like nothing nobody, like the public sees nothing from that revenue stream. Like that increase in revenue, none of the public sees. Like the streets aren't better. There's no extra money in education. There's no return on investment for the public off of the toll that they put up.
Yeah, which is really what it should be doing. It should be going back into infrastructure. You should be fixing the roads. You should be doing something.
Exactly.
You don't remember that whole warehouse they found in Puerto Rico of all that relief stuff?
Yeah, bro. They were hoarding relief stuff. That's wild, bro.
That was from the last tragedy at Puerto Rico.
How are you? There's people hungry, people who need things, and you have them, and you're holding them back from people.
For anybody that doesn't know, there was a lot of hardship that was going on in Puerto Rico with hurricanes.
Started with the hurricane.
Started with the hurricane and shit. And there was a lot of hardship. I had family that lost like part of their homes and shit like that, lost the roof off their home and shit like that, lost power for months. And they were getting relief efforts and stuff. You remember that was when that asshole Donald Trump was throwing fucking toilet paper.
He was throwing toilet paper.
He was throwing toilet paper out to the crowd like he was Tom Brady and shit.
Yeah.
He was like, I was like,
thought it was Cam throwing turkeys on,
exactly.
on the corner of fucking Lennox.
Word. I was like, this guy's a fucking idiot. But the people ended up finding this warehouse and opening it that had like hundreds of cases of water, non-perishable foods, canned foods,
supplies that were donated.
Yeah, tarps and stuff to help people cover their roofs so their houses wouldn't leak, cots to sleep on, like all kinds of shit that they were finding in these warehouses that were being stashed by government officials. Like, I can't even wrap my head around it because I understand these guys are so corrupt and it always comes to business. That's what it comes down to, politics, comes down to money. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what's the incentive to even hide this stuff? Is it that they get more funding? Is it they get more help if they keep on showing that they need more help?
Should they be the people who decide the way we ration out our supplies? Because at the end of the day, those supplies belong to the people, correct? So the people
But somebody does kind of have to regulate it.
Somebody does have to regulate it.
I mean, when I put the bowl out on Halloween, a bowl of candy, the first asshole that comes dumps the whole bowl in his backpack.
100%, right?
Yes.
But everybody knows that bowl exists.
Yeah,
the difference between these two scenarios is that nobody even knows this warehouse existed. When they found that shit out, they definitely broke into that shit.
Yeah,
they were ransacking it. And you know who didn't get the supplies? The old people that are stuck up in the mountains and shit like that. The people who were like, I'm not trying to get arrested, breaking into this government building. The people who
law-abiding citizens.
Yeah. And it's the same argument you can make with like gun reform and shit like that. But it's like a really never-ending swirl of conversation.
Of corruption,
look at Africa and all the natural resources that they have, and like the lack of infrastructure there.
Yeah,
a country that's so rich in natural resources. We're talking about resources that are in the ground that you can pull from it. I'm not talking about America's growth of corn. That's not a natural resource. I'm talking about oil, diamonds, gold. A place that's super rich, coal, a place that's super rich in this stuff, clay, super rich in this stuff, but lacks infrastructure there's no money there. There's money there for certain people.
Yeah.
There's just not money there for the people.
If they had the proper infrastructure, they could be like the number one exporting nation in the number one, that continent in general would be able to supply
that continent is so rich in natural resources. 110%.
You want to know something? You know how there's like plagues of all kinds of stuff over there, like epidemics constantly of like, whether it be malaria, whether it be HIV, whether it be all kinds of stuff. as soon as the developed world figures out a way to leverage profit off of helping those people, all that shit will be gone.
Oh, 100%.
The only reason why there's no assistance constantly being sent to the people of Africa,
There's no money in that
is
shit.
because the piece of shit westernized nations like America, like Europe, everybody, they can't figure out a way to make that effort lucrative.
It's to say, did you see?
It's so fucked.
Isn't that crazy? But when you find out ways to make money off of it, that's when it's
Then
a
you're
big
going to see
deal.
everybody flooding in to help.
Nobody's gives a fuck about all the plastic floating in the ocean. But the second they could figure out a way to make a couple bucks off of it,
Off of cleaning
motherfuckers
it
gonna
up.
be out there scooping that shit with their hands.
You already know, bro.
It's wild.
You
That's the
already know.
world we live in, and that's kind of why the reason, like, you know, socialism and communism would never fucking work. You want to get into the fights for tonight?
Get into the fights, my man. Let's do it.
All right. What is it? 250 tonight is UFC 259.
Got some scraps. Even on the undercard,
259.
got some scraps.
You want to start with the undercard?
Yeah, I'm going to start with the undercard.
Don't start
that I
not
care
the whole
about.
not the whole undercard, because nobody gives a fuck about the entire undercard. No disrespect, but
But it's
let's be
reality.
honest. Yeah.
I'm curious about Carl France. You know that dude? He comes from Israel Adesanya's camp.
Is he what does he fight at?
He's a flyweight, so he's 145 pounds.
Let me see this dude's face.
You know him. You're
Let's see
familiar
this
with him
guy.
if you see him. It's a dude on the left.
Yes, I do know him.
You've seen him. I think he was on Ultimate Fighter.
What where is he fighting at? What
Flyweight.
no, but what position in the is he
Oh, he's fighting on the prelims.
and what fight? He's on the third to last.
I think he's on the first. I think he's starting off the card.
Oh, he's starting the card off.
Starting off the card at 8 p.m.
Is Dominic Cruz the main event of the prelims?
yeah.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting that dude Kennedy, the dude that was talking ass shit about I think that's the guy. I want to say. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. It's Kenny. Never mind. I thought it was a different person.
Okay, pretty cool. I mean, I wonder when the last time Dominic Cruz fought on a fucking prelim. That's an interesting thought within itself.
Henry Cejudo shit on him bad on Twitter.
Yeah, for
Dominic Cruz was saying that Henry Cejudo doesn't that Henry Cejudo, like, he didn't come back and blah blah blah. He don't really have what it takes to come back, some shit like that. And Henry Cejudo was like, "What?" He's like, "I knocked you out, bro." He said, "Have fun on the prelims." I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I seen Dominic Cruz trying to fucking fish for fucking. Listen, Henry Cejudo's living his best life. He got a bad little Brazilian thing at home. He's like traveling fucking the back streets of Brazil right now.
He is. She's definitely carrying him over all the puddles.
100%. Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's mad fucking funny. But he's living his best life. Don't say nothing about fucking Henry Cejudo.
Nah, I fuck with Henry Cejudo.
Yeah.
But the Cara France fight, whatever. You want to talk about Joseph Benavidez fighting that dude Askarov?
Joseph Benavidez is fighting on the undercard too.
Yeah.
Before Dominic Cruz. Who's he
Yeah.
fighting?
He's fighting this dude Askarov. I think.
Fuck, his card's so stacked.
Yo, it's stacked as fuck, bro.
The card starts at 10 o'clock New York time.
Yo, the prelims start at 8.
I know.
That's when these fights are going on.
I know. Then we get to the main card. First fight of the fucking main card, Thiago Santos. Coming back after a loss to
I think his last fight was John Jones.
Was John Jones.
And he had knee surgery after that. Because
Yeah.
John Jones kicked every patella off his fucking leg.
And he still couldn't knock
every
him
ligament.
down. He still couldn't knock him
excuse me.
down. He was
No.
still fighting on it.
Yo, did you see it buckling?
He was still kicking.
It was slipping out of place with every step.
His knee was moving left to right as he like rotated around the ring. It was fucking gross. It was super impressive.
Rakic is gonna whoop his ass.
No, I got Thiago Santos. I didn't when we put out our picks, I didn't say how it was gonna happen, but I think he's gonna TKO him. He's gonna TKO him in the second round. I think Thiago's. Let's not forget that before John Jones, he was knocking motherfuckers out. He was putting people's lights out. This guy's one of those people who doesn't need to hit you that many times to put you out. He's fucking enormous.
He's all right.
I think he's gonna win this fight. The fight after that, I'm super excited about. I really like Drew Dober.
Drew Dober's good.
I like him a lot. I don't think he's got what it takes to because you know what, these Drew
beat
Dober.
Islam?
Yeah, Drew Dober's a great wrestler, but there's a big difference between some of these guys. Is this guy Russian?
Yeah, Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, he's Russian, right?
Yo,
he's one dude. These Muslim
he's one of
Russian
Khabib's
dudes.
boys.
Yes, these Muslim Russian dudes are no fucking joke.
Bro, they were saying he's doing it for Khabib's dad. I was
Yeah,
like,
he's not losing this
I said,
fucking fight.
Drew Dober is going to have a little baby after this fight that looks like Islam Makhachev.
This guy,
That's what's going to happen.
This is the
He's gonna
guy
impregnate
who was
him.
fighting Dylan Dennis in the crowd after the Khabib Conor fight.
Yeah, he's
Like,
scrapping everybody. I
don't foresee this guy losing. I don't foresee him losing to a wrestler.
I don't either.
And no disrespect to Drew Dober, guy's a stud. You know, he carries around a lot of muscle. He's a real fucking like thoroughbred wrestler.
Smart money's on Islam.
Yeah, this fight's not going to be your fight. Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling, Long Island, stand up.
Island, stand the fuck up.
Long Island. Did you see Buddy's video that he put?
No.
Buddy Lofton has a video on Instagram that he did like a rap song, and Aljamain Sterling's like sparring or like hitting the bag in the song.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I know he was just on my boy Jay's. My boy Jay Retcher does sports radio down in Tampa. He's got a show at 3 p.m. He was just on his show.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, man. He does. He's legit, man. I'll give you. I'll link. I want to link their show in the
description. We could
in the
definitely
description. Yeah, man. They have a real good show down there, man. In Tampa, they cover sports. They're legit.
That's sick.
They're legit.
Buddy was on the show.
No.
Aljamain Sterling was on the show.
Yeah.
He was
on the
cool
show
too.
talking about the fight. Yeah.
I fuck with Aljamain. I want him to win.
Yeah.
I want him to win.
I picked him, and I picked with my heart.
I want him to win. I don't know. This guy.
Petr Yan is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But you know what's making me think Aljamain really has a chance? You know that multiple people have gotten to Petr Yan's back.
And this guy's an assassin. On the
Aljamain is a goddamn Jansport.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he.
All right. Just so you know,
he is a fresh high school Jansport.
he is a goddamn Jansport. First day of school.
He will get on your back and hold like a fucking backpack.
Yeah, bro. First day of school. Yo, he's more like a North Face. You can throw him on and clip it.
He's
up
the
top,
550.
Clip it down here.
You remember that shit?
With the bungees.
Yes.
Come on, son. Sleep, bro.
Oh, that was with the bungees was the Sport Tech or some shit like that. The
I think it was
pullover,
like 7 something or some shit like
the
that.
550 was the snorkel.
No, I'm talking about the backpack, bro.
I'm talking about the snorkel,
North
the
Face
jacket.
backpack.
I'm talking about the one that holds all the weight.
You talking about the one with the pockets up here?
Yeah, I'm talking about the one that they don't even when they gotta take that motherfucker off when they search you because there's so many pockets in there.
Yeah, man. Shoplifting was easy in a snorkel.
What? You know how many Arizonas I could fit in one of those pockets?
Kidding me, bro? You could fit you could fit pets at the pet store. You could put ferrets in there. You could take ball pythons and shit and stick them in there.
I remember when they stopped putting dogs on display at the South Shore Mall because motherfuckers kept stealing them.
Yo, lying.
They were just stealing puppies. Yeah, they
stealing them little sick puppies with heartworm.
They were stealing snakes too. I remember going to the mall allegedly with a girl who jacked a snake, a ball python from the fucking mall.
What?
Wild.
I remember. I forget.
With nowhere to put it. Like it wasn't planned. We went to the mall and she was just like, "Oh, this thing was open," and she just took it. Nowhere to put the snake. Didn't have a cage. Didn't have nothing.
What was her plan?
I don't remember what she did with it. Honestly,
it died.
Most likely. Those two, they're from Africa. They can't be just like they
can't
need
just
to
be out and about.
Yeah,
in
they're like the people
Long
with
Island
parrots.
winters.
I ran into a chick walking my dog one day who had lost an African gray, the bird, right? And she was hitting the streets whistling for him. Petey, shh, shh. She's like, Petey. And she pulls up, I'm walking my dog, and she's like, "Hey, I lost my bird. He's an African gray." And I had seen the sign around the neighborhood, so I was like, "Yeah, I seen your sign." I was like,
Meanwhile, Petey's like, "Bitch, I'm cold."
No, Petey's dead, bro.
He's a popsicle.
Petey's from Africa, and it was December.
Oh no, Petey's dead.
And she was like, if you hear him, he sounds like he makes a sound of an alarm that's running out of battery, like a fire alarm, because they got a fire alarm in their house running out of batteries. The bird won't stop making the fucking sound.
She needs to replace her fire alarm.
It was like day 4 or something like that. And she had lost him, and I was like, yo, I didn't want to tell her this. I was like, yeah, I'll definitely keep a lookout if I see him.
You know your bird is dead.
I was like, that bird is fucking dead.
It's absolutely
undoubtedly. You can't take a fucking bird that lives in the desert or in a tropical environment
facts,
and
dead,
bring that
done,
motherfucker
finito.
out. Yeah. Who said that? Twist said that? Yeah, bro. Tropical bird. Bring them to New York. Except for the fucking, those birds that are taking over Far Rock. You know the Quaker parrots like taking over Far Rock, right?
What? That's the little red and blue ones that
they're like green, red, and
right.
Depending on what age they are, they're different colors, but they're mostly green. They're Quaker parrots. A couple motherfuckers in Far Rock had these birds. They got away.
They're from like Australia or some shit, right?
They're not from America. That's where they're fucking not from. Dude, they got like power problems because these birds keep nesting in like their fucking power lines.
They're taken from where? Like, I mean, they're taken over where?
Far Rockaway, Queens.
Oh my God, these Far Rock motherfuckers, yo.
Yo, it's the same thing in Florida where they got Burmese pythons. These snakes are from Asia.
A Burmese python will take your 2-year-old.
Dude, they're the biggest snakes. They're bigger than I get that it's gonna be tough for people
like,
to hear
anacondas.
This. Anaconda's the biggest. Look up the size of a green spotted anaconda, and then look up a Burmese python. A Burmese python shits anacondas.
Yeah,
Burmese python is fucking enormous. They can get snakes don't have a fucking limit, right?
No, they grow as big as their environment.
Exactly. What determines your height is the fucking. You could correct me if I'm wrong, and I probably am. Is that the medulla? The shit in the back of the brain. There's some shit in the back of your brain that tells certain animals or certain species how big they're gonna be. Snakes ain't got that shit.
What, do you think I'm a vet?
I'm just telling you because I know because I've owned snakes. Snakes don't have that shit.
I don't know nothing about that.
They just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
So how can I stimulate my medulla to make me taller?
You got to rub it.
Rub it inside?
No. I think in the taint, there's an area that could, how everything's connected in the body. In the taint, there's a spot.
The taint bone's connected to the medulla.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm doing it.
For people who don't know, that's the area in between the anus and the nutsack.
Yes. Okay. It's worth a try.
Sometimes known as a grundle.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. An undercarriage.
Yeah.
Whichever.
You see, listen, you spend a couple days playing fucking full court basketball and you scratch yourself down there, you're going to have a nail full of some shit.
Yeah, that's
some
right.
Cheese. That's where the cheese comes from. I think that's where
it's from under cheese. From under your neck.
From under cheese. Yo.
Look, here's the nitro he was talking about.
Yeah. Oh, you see that? What the fuck kind of there you go.
I remember my first beer. Damn.
I have a here.
Hit me with these beat off napkins.
I gotta discount 2 fucking napkins for my fucking
your beat off collection.
For my beat off number. Yo, you ever heard of burrata? Yo,
yes,
shout out to everybody who knows about burrata cheese.
Burrata is delicious. You kidding me? I get it as an appetizer everywhere I go.
But you didn't know about burrata. Burrata's not no hood cheese. You knew about that because you fuck with somebody at some point
because
that had
I
some class.
Date a white girl.
Yes. So I
didn't know no burrata till my girl put me on.
Bro, I heard about burrata when I was 30, bro.
Bro, I'm 9 years deep in eating burrata because of my lady.
That shit is so delicious. For the people who don't know, burrata is this stupid expensive.
The gooch.
Cheese.
That's the other word.
The gooch is the other word. I lost a fucking chat somehow, some way. But burrata is like a mozzarella. It's like a mozzarella. It's a creamy mozzarella. Bro, this shit is so fucking delicious, bro. I put that shit on my pizza. Oh my God, burrata changed my fucking life.
Yo, you got to get it in a restaurant. You ever get it as an appetizer?
No, I've only gotten it like from the soup from like Trader Joe's and shit.
You tripping, son. You got to get that shit from
with some tomato and basil?
Yes, it comes on a freaking it comes on a platter. Twiz gonna tell you right now. Twiz, yo, I wish we're gonna have to call Twiz in. We got to get the Roadcaster.
Raise hands for cheese. Facts. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Since the stimmy's popping, I think
raise his hand for the cheese. Brush his hair.
Yeah, bro. Yo, Twiz, put us onto your fucking plug your wave cream, bro. What's your wave wax? Is it a wax? Is it a cream?
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
My dad used to be in banking, right? My dad was like a big branch manager at a major bank in the city years ago when I was growing up. When I was like a baby.
Okay.
And then college came along. He left that job, and then people wanted people with college. My dad worked his way up, and things turned different when we came out here.
Facts.
But anyway, my dad had a client. It was a Jewish guy.
Yeah. Waves on point?
Guess what his ticket was to being a millionaire?
Wave grease?
He created Dax.
What's Dax?
Dax is wave cream, Imperial Dax. He was a Jewish dude.
How did he even know about that?
Bro, it's Jewish people have curly hair as well.
Yeah, but they should say they're not spinning.
Yo,
they don't have. I never seen a Jewish dude with a light Caesar.
Well, it wasn't intended for waves initially, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was just like moisturizing cream for thick hair.
This nigga Twiz said he uses agua or argua and Lush for hair XO and occasionally some pink lotion. Listen, fellas, if you looking to get the Jewish or the inventors, I didn't know that.
Yo,
if you're looking to get your
crazy.
waves on point, listen to this man Twiz in the chat. My man is spinning out here. I didn't know that Jewish people invented, like, Twiz is saying they invented They're the inventors of the weight
through and
grease.
through. And if you know Twiz agrees, that shit is facts.
Yeah, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, bro. My dad told me. He said, I had the guy that invented Dax was one of my clients. I was like, what?
I wonder if that shit's like a pomade. You know what pomade is?
I know what pomade is, bro. I used to have hair. I wasn't always as bald.
Nah, yo, I used to be. I never knew what pomade was until I was older.
Yeah, pomade is high-end hairstyling cream.
Yeah.
It's like gel, but not
It
gel.
doesn't get crunchy and hard. If you out
It's
here
not that shit in the solo tubs that the Puerto Rican girls had in their locker
bro,
in high school.
I had that shit on deck when I was in high school, bro. First of all, you could smell me from down the street. I had that raspberry shit dripping.
Yo, I already know, bro. Used to take four finger scoop.
Yeah, 100%.
That bitch.
Bro, that shit'll change the color on your clothes if it hits the back of your shirt.
Me, bro, that shit look like semen on a shirt.
There's mad alcohol in it. If you fuck around and move too fast, and that shit's already hard, it's gonna get white and like crack and like crunchy.
I gotta take a piss.
What?
I know, bro. I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
This is gonna be the second one in a row.
I know. I'm not Joe Rogan, bro. I have a bladder that functions. That man must be pissing in a tube.
Only you and my golden retriever piss as much. All right, go take a piss. I'm gonna talk about
talk to Twiz right now. I know. I don't mean to abandon you, but I gotta go.
Go take a piss.
If I don't go now, I'll be uncomfortable.
There's a couple things I want to talk about the
Let's do it.
Fights tonight.
Yo, Twiz,
so
please keep this.
I'm gonna save the conversation till you get back for the fights.
I love y'all.
While Justin's gonna go take a piss, I want you guys to know that I have no choice but to look in this direction because this is where I'm sitting. So I know I look foolish talking to myself, but I can't turn myself this way and talk to you guys. First of all, the mic is not. Matter of fact, here I got right here. One thing I want to talk about. I seen an interview with Mia Khalifa, the infamous porn star who doesn't do porn anymore, but is still super well known. And she's talking about like all of the negative aftermath of like her doing porn or her even becoming famous off of like the couple scenes that she did. And I just thought it was like so interesting to like listen to her perspective off of like a decision that she made when she was young that she thought was going to be great. And, and inevitably, honestly, I think it was great because she made the money. Yeah, 100% because of porn. So people look at her different. She feels like people are like they could see through her clothes. And she doesn't feel comfortable in the streets. And I'm not saying that she's a pussy for thinking this way, but I do think that it's super interesting to just see that perspective because from my perspective, I look at the fact that she's financially successful, right? Which if you ask certain people who aren't financially successful, if they would trade this financial success for, the awkwardness of being, a celebrity, of the awkwardness of being known for being this kind of celebrity, or in her case, for people of her, religious descent, looking at her in a shameful way because she wore the hijab or the cover. I don't know if I think it is called a hijab in some of her films, which is it is wild disrespectful, but it's her choice. We're living in a world where like people are accepted for doing worse, and people now have thicker skin and have the ability to say, you know what, I'm not super concerned about other people's opinions. But it's so interesting to see this woman who's definitely financial independent, make a bunch of money, doesn't even have to do it anymore. You no longer have to perform these acts to make money. You're, successful enough that you could probably essentially do whatever you want because of all the money you made from this industry. Hijab, excuse me. She did sign a bullshit contract, and it's just funny. I'm talking about the fact that did you see Mia Khalifa's recent interview with like some English like reporter and how like she's so upset because she did porn and she can't walk the streets without people looking at her and kind of being able to see through her clothes, and how she did it because she was self-conscious. And
she's upset about having done adult films. No, I didn't see that, but I would imagine there's got to be some regret involved. I mean,
some women have a lot of regret, some women don't. I just watched an interview with Riley Reid, and Riley Reid doesn't do. She's not doing any like boy girl scenes, but she's still doing porn and she's still enjoying it. She said go back to Reddit. That's mad funny. Twitter said go back to Reddit, but no, but it's the truth. It's kind of like at what point do you say kind of like, listen, a lot of your success and the reason why you can feel so entitled, and not necessarily entitled, and the reason why you could, you have the time to feel self-conscious about this stuff is because you were so successful off of porn, right? Because you're so financially successful that you could feel this way, right? Because if you weren't financially successful, then I don't think that this would be one of your worries. I think, becoming financially independent would be your concern rather than being concerned about the way the public perceives you. As people who aren't financially successful aren't necessarily afraid of the way you're perceived by the public because it's not really their concern because they have greater concerns, right? They're searching for financial independence. So like, does her issue directly like come from her success? Because if she wasn't successful in this, would she have this problem? No.
Would she be successful otherwise, you mean?
Right. Or not even that. I think that aspect of it is essentially irrelevant because like she's not concerned with the fact, like she's not bringing into the fact that she made a bunch of money or that she's like financially independent. The thing that she's concerned with is about her perception, the way that people perceive her, the way her people perceive her because of the fact that she wore a hijab in the
she's like Lebanese, right?
Yeah, she's from Lebanon. She's from there too. I angled myself a little more so I could talk to the chat and to the good folks because you were gone and I was talking this way. And now I feel like I always want to sit like this. I feel like I always want to. I don't know if it makes me look a little bloated now, but I feel like
chilling shit. Should I turn too? Is this the new move right here?
Yo, I feel like
is this the new move right here?
Yeah, I don't know. I like this. I like this seating position a lot. And you know what's super funny is Twiz said go back to Reddit. You could be super popular on Reddit and like, everybody know you on there and then go into the world and nobody would know you. Because like Reddit's like this alternate universe.
Reddit's legit. You put me on to Reddit.
Reddit is legit. We are back and we could go back to talking about the fights. But yeah, Twiz, you could be super popping on Reddit and nobody would know you. Amanda Nunes, Megan Anderson, whatever the fuck, how she pronounces her fucking name. Amanda Nunes is going to win. Anybody who, I would love to know what the betting line is for Amanda Nunes versus Anderson. I would love to fucking know. Somebody tell me. I think it's
crazy. I think it's something like plus 1,000.
For people who don't understand what that means when a fighter's plus 1,000 for the betting line, that means that you have to put plus 1,000 or minus 1,000, whatever the case may be, that's the ratio for every 100. So when you're plus 1,000, you have to put 1,000 for every $1,000, you win $100. If you're negative 1,000 for every $100, you win $1,000. So you put $200 up, you win $2,000, so on and so forth. That's how. Wait, explain that again, because to be honest with you, I'll be honest right now. I might sound like the lamest dude in the world.
Amanda Nunes is. I don't really understand the concept of gambling with betting lines. I don't really get
Amanda Nunes is minus 1,000, right? This is. I don't know if she is, but let's just say
plus.
She's plus 1,000.
Yeah,
I mean, she's a favorite. She's minus 1,000, which means that you have to put 1,000 up.
Oh
to
yes,
make 100.
You're right. I'm sorry.
So meaning that for every $100 you put up, for every $1,000 you put up, you win 100. If you put $100 up and she wins, you win like $10. When you're plus 1,000, for every $100 you put up, you win $1,000.
God damn!
That's how shitty the odds are of this other person winning.
I should put like 5 racks on Megan Anderson.
You would lose it. You would lose it all.
What happens if Megan Anderson kicks her in the fucking...
It's not going to happen.
See, I picked Amanda.
Amanda just fought the hardest hitting female fighter of all time. And it's her. It's really her. But she fought the person who we thought was the hardest hitting, Chris Cyborg.
I don't know if she was the hardest hitting. She was the strongest.
Hardest striking. I'm not talking about her kicks.
I don't know.
Who's going to hit harder than that girl? I'm talking about a woman who
Jermaine Durandame hits very hard.
She's not carrying around as much muscle as Chris does.
Muscle don't matter. You know that.
No, that's true, but I don't think she's hitting hard as Cyborg is. I really don't think she's hitting. I'm not talking about kicks. I'm talking about strikes.
Strikes, I think intensity is what won Cyborg all those fights. Her blitzing ability, her pressure, her grappling mixed with the pressure. Like
she also had excellent cardio. She was also Chris Cyborg.
Her fights never went long enough to know if she had cardio.
She fought the 2 fights she fought the entire fight. She wasn't gassed. The 2 fights I remember her fighting the whole fight, which is one of them is was it Gabby? What's her name? You know who I'm talking about.
I don't really remember. I know that she did fight Felicia Spencer.
That's who I'm talking
for
about.
5 rounds.
Felicia Spencer. And actually, I can't think of another fight of the time she went 5 rounds because Amanda Nunes knocked her out.
Yeah. God damn it. I watched that again like 5 times today. But so I don't think she was the hardest hitting. I think what she contributed was a lot of she was just the most dominant fighter. She was the strongest. Like if somebody could strike better than her in terms of accuracy and technique, she would just grapple fuck them, take them down to the ground and pound. Like she was very intense, very strong in the clinch and stuff.
I could agree with all that stuff, but I think at the end of the day that we could both agree that Amanda Nunes has been hit very hard. She's been hit by some of the hardest female fighters. She is one of the.
I don't know if anybody's
fighters.
ever landed she's very evasive. She's not
you don't
easy
think
to hit.
anybody's landed a clean shot on her?
No,
in those Shevchenko fights, which I can say that in my opinion, Shevchenko won that last decision. That she should have gotten that last decision.
If you think about it, Amanda is physically much bigger than Shevchenko.
Yes,
I think that played a large part in that. Even though they fought at the same weight class, that's a larger bone structure. It's a larger person. Her body is significantly bigger.
No matter how we paint it, Megan Anderson doesn't beat Amanda Nunes tonight. No way, shape, or form.
That's
I will eat my shoe.
Nah, well, shit, I'll have to eat my shoe too because I picked Amanda Nunes. But what I'm thinking is, I'm just playing devil's advocate, really, seeing what possibility Megan Anderson has to winning this fight.
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna go on a record right now. Everybody was talking on Twitter and stuff, and that fighter was saying, like, I forget his name, that was on the show on Sugar Sean O'Malley's podcast with why am I blanking out on his trainer's name? But they had a podcast.
Ginger dude?
Yeah, and they had a fighter on there that was saying that how Megan Anderson, he wouldn't even hook up with her. She's like a 5 o'clock in the morning chick. Like when you're on your way home from the bar and you like grab something. Like they said some fucked up shit about her that she's gross.
I don't think that.
I don't think she's gross. She's not really my speed, but when it on the spectrum
she's definitely
of
not a 5 a.m.
No, on the spectrum of unattractive female fighters, she's definitely not on there. She is far from unattractive. She's still feminine. That's a woman. You know what I mean? She's
that guy's
not
afraid of getting fucked.
Yeah, and he's a little guy.
Yeah,
he was like I think he was
I'm not into getting pegged either, but I know I'm not going to get pegged. You know what I'm saying? That guy in the back of his mind, there's still some doubt that he might get pegged. That's why he feels that way about her. Maybe you guys are gross.
What is he talking? Yo, Twiz, clarify that. I didn't see at what moment you sent that message.
I think he's talking about the 5 o'clock girl. Look up Megan Anderson, Megan Anderson.
And don't look at her in the middle of a fight. Look at her with makeup on. She's definitely
not gross, bro.
No, she's not.
I don't think there's anything gross about her.
She's a little nasally from a couple of nose strikes. She's absorbed.
I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I fuck her before Amanda.
Well, Amanda's gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with that.
I don't think there's anything gross about her. I don't think she's winning tonight's fight. And I'm not here to judge her on her looks. I'm here to judge her on her mixed martial arts abilities. But yeah, I don't think she's fucking gross. Last fight, Jan versus Israel Adesanya.
Petr Yan versus Israel.
Not Petr Yan.
I mean, wait, we didn't talk about Aljamain Sterling versus Petr. Oh yeah, we did.
We did. Yeah. Now we
just talked about the co-main, which is Amanda Nunes.
Yeah. Talking about John.
Talking about Jan Blachowicz.
Versus Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya going up to light heavyweight to fight for the belt. If he wins this fight, he will be the 4th champ.
No, I believe there's been
5th?
Let's see. We had
DC, Amanda Nunes, Conor McGregor, Henry Cejudo. It will be Israel Adesanya would be the 5th. Who else is a champ? Simultaneous. Because there's been people who've been champions.
It's only champ if you hold both titles at once.
Yeah, nobody else.
Got Conor, you got DC, you got Amanda Nunes, you got Henry Cejudo.
Nobody else. So if he does win this, he will be the 5th champ.
He will be the 5th champ.
And it's funny. It's maybe not funny, but just interesting how he says that if he does win this, he's going back down to defend his belt over there, and then he'll think about what's he going to do about coming up to fight. How do you feel about these champs and people like owning two divisions, do you think that the fact that, you can't get in it, a guy that already only fights once or twice a year is now the champion of two divisions? Do you look at that and say, all right, you got to drop one of these because you're going to hold up the division, a division that is already in some people's eyes, there's not really a crown champion because the belt was vacated. The belt wasn't won.
Which division are we talking about?
Light heavyweight division. John Jones vacated the title. John, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Jan. I don't know if
it's Jan.
Jan won that belt, but not from the champ.
That's true, but he won the belt nonetheless. I mean,
he's a champion. He won a vacant title.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them that won vacant titles like that. Like, I mean,
not Joseph Benavidez. Yeah, Joseph Benavidez did win that fight against Furedo.
No, Joseph Benavidez got his ass whooped both times. He got stopped.
But the first fight, this guy didn't make weight. So didn't he get the belt by default?
No, you don't get the belt by default.
Oh, okay. He didn't get it that first fight. I know they weren't fighting for the belt though because he missed weight, right?
No, the only one that could have won the belt was Benavidez.
That's what it was. Benavidez, if he would have won that fight, he would have got the belt. Nobody got the fight. Nobody got the belt because the guy who won was the guy who fucking missed weight.
But Benavidez,
who ended up coming back, making weight, and still winning.
And choking him the fuck out. Benavidez wins no matter what because he goes home with Megan O'Leary.
100%.
He's still the champ.
God, Megan O'Leary.
He's still the champ. Keep that belt, Figueiredo.
Yeah, you can keep the belt.
Keep that shit.
Honestly, if I'm him, you ain't announcing. I don't need you out here working, talking to sweaty fighters anymore. That's it. I'm champ.
Especially when I'm a bantamweight.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even when I'm a flyweight.
Someone's gonna fuck around and say the wrong thing. Come up here, fuck with a lightweight.
Yeah, word. You want to come up here?
Some wild shit. So, what are your predictions for this fight? I picked Israel Adesanya. I'm hoping it. I don't think it's going to go to a decision. I think I see Jan really pushing forward on Israel, which I don't think is a smart move. But I just think that's the way he's going to fight this fight. I think Izzy's definitely got the length on him. He's got the height and he's got the reach advantage. Jan's really going to have to go to the inside to strike with him, which is where Adesanya is the best. He's a reactive fighter. He's a counter fighter. Or in boxing they say counter puncher.
Well, he's a counter fighter.
I don't know if counter fighter is like
yeah.
Thank you. He's a counter fighter. You watch his fights and that's where he dominates. When you try to come in, he slips and you always walk out with something. You're always walking out with a little something. That's why fights like him and Yoel Romero just didn't fucking, they weren't any, it wasn't really a fight. Yoel didn't engage. He didn't engage. People blame Yoel for that fight. He's a challenger. Maybe he should have came in and, fought the fight. But at the same time, like, do we continue to give this guy his fights and continue to feed into this fucking, never ending, you
lost, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking, because I picked Israel Adesanya too. But what I'm thinking about is, because there's a significant size difference.
Yeah.
Israel Adesanya at weigh-ins was 200 pounds. He weighed 200 pounds on a scale. Jan Blachowicz weighed 205. He had to make weight, so he weighed somewhere around there. But he's going to go up to about 220, 225.
Yeah, Izzy's not going to swell up to that big.
Izzy didn't cut weight to make 200.
No.
He's just his normal weight. Did you see him? He had pizza at the weigh-in.
He's in the same boat that John Jones is in. He's in the same boat that Aljamain Sterling's in. All these guys are eating whatever the fuck they want.
But at the same time, I'm thinking, how does that power translate from punching guys at 185 pounds or maybe walking in the ring at 195, 200? All right, because Robert Whittaker is not 185 pounds on fight night.
No.
Paulo Costa is definitely not 185 pounds on fight night.
Dude, that guy is definitely 200 plus pounds on fight night.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
But he's not the Polish power. That dude is going to come in 220, 225, and he's durable against guys that fight light heavy.
Yeah.
He's been punched by guys that fight light heavy. Guys with knockout power. Dominic Reyes punching him, kicking him, and he walks through it. So I'm curious to see the first really hard flush strike that Israel Adesanya lands, because he is going to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how Jan takes that strike.
I think Jan eats a lot of those punches, but when you really got to take into account that these 5-round fights, it's not necessarily about the ability to hit somebody once really hard. It's about that fucking the accumulation of we've seen it in the Conor fight with the calf kicks. We see it all in Justin Gaethje's fights with the calf kicks. You see it with Nate Diaz with the striking. This build up of getting punched in the same spot at the same time over and over and over. Not only is it mentally like debilitating, it fucking begins to hurt. You begin to shut that eye. You begin to, the swelling begins to take over. You begin to fucking start moving in the opposite direction. It opens you up for other things. It opens you up for now you keep getting hit in the body, opens you up for head kicks. You keep getting hit in the head, opens you up for body, so when you got these 5-round fights against these technicians like Israel Adesanya, if there was another guy in there, I'd be arguing the opposite. But this guy really is a technician. These Muay Thai fighters, these kickboxers, they come in and they will never stop hitting you. Yeah. They will he's going to continue striking him the entire fight. And because Jan's definitely going to be pushing forward on him, it's gonna. My prediction is that it's really going to be a scrap. Adesanya's got nothing to lose. He's not worried about his untainted, his undefeated UFC record. He's not worried about it because
he's not worried about losing his belt
because he's not undefeated. He really isn't undefeated. He's lost fights before.
Yeah, he's not 5-0 boxing. He's 75-5 kickboxing.
Exactly. The guy's not unfamiliar with defeat. Although he doesn't lose a lot. It's not complete. He's not completely unfamiliar with defeat. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the fight goes. I think that the fight, because of the way it has to go, favors Israel. But he's really got nothing to lose. I agree with you. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this guy reacts when he hits him.
I would like to see if Izzy hits him, because Izzy had a hard time taking out Calvin.
Yeah, and
Calvin's not a big guy.
No, and he does really.
He ate a head kick. He hit him with a spinning elbow. Whack! Hit Calvin Gastelum flush, and he ate it. So I'm like, what happens with a guy like the Polish Power when he catches one of those strikes? Is he going to eat it and move forward? Is he going to engage in the clinch? What's going to happen at that point? That's what
my thought is, that they get into that tie clincher sitting up against him. He gets hit and he has the opportunity to grab him. Going to grab him, put him up against the cage, and I think that'll be his only option, right? He's not going to. I don't think you back up and you try to fight walking backwards against this guy.
And I also,
too strong, man.
I agree. And I also want to see how Israel takes those body kicks from Jan. Because, Jan throws that nasty
I don't
left
see him
body
hitting
kick.
him body kicks.
Well, Israel Adesanya's got to get close to strike.
He's got to not as close as he does.
How different is the reach? I don't think it's that different.
I don't
might be an inch or two.
I don't want to fucking throw any fucking fake numbers out there. I really don't know what the reach advantage is. I'll tell you one thing though. Jan wins this fight. It solidifies him as a champion of light heavyweight in my eyes. Even though Adesanya is not a light heavyweight fighter.
No.
Not a light heavyweight contender. He got this fight because he is who he is. They're making this super fight because of the numbers it's bringing in.
Sure.
On this spectacular card. The honest truth is, how dare you put him as the main event when Amanda Nunes, one of the baddest females to ever grace the baddest female to ever grace the octagon,
to ever grace combat sports, bro.
Ever grace combat sports, is fighting on a card, and you're making her the fucking co-main event for a guy who got the title as because out of a vacate, and another guy who doesn't even fight in the fucking weight class are gonna fight. These are the two fucking fighters that you're gonna fight above Amanda Nunes. The only reason I could see that fucking being okay or being all right is because she's fighting Megan Anderson, which is like a gimme. But honestly, if we really sit back and think about this fucking card and the way it's stacked up, is it a stacked card? But I don't know. This is kind of like the time that Israel Adesanya fought on the same card as Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus the Chinese
Wei Li.
Wei Li. that might just happen again, right? For people who don't remember, Yoel Romero, Israel Adesanya fought on the same card as possibly one of the greatest fucking fights of all time, Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Wei Li. For what belts is that? That
was the strawweight title.
Strawweight title. Merciless fight. Non-stop action. I had a conversation with somebody a couple months ago and they said, I want to watch some really good fights. Can you recommend some to me? The first fight that comes to my head, there's a lot of them that come to my head.
Yeah.
One of them being Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Wei Li. I said, this isn't the fight you show your mom when you want to tell her about like mixed martial arts. No. I was like, this is the fight.
This is the fight you show your brother.
Yes. This is the one you bring your brother into the room and you tell him, just be quiet and watch these girls work. But yeah, just to bring this full circle and for me not to ramble about why I feel like Amanda Nunes isn't getting the respect she deserves by being the co-main, but it's going to be a good fight. I think it has to be a good fight because the way it's set up and the way these guys are going to have to fight.
Agreed.
Israel Adesanya is not pushing forward. He's not moving forward on this guy.
No, if
doesn't move forward on anybody, he's not going to do it to him. Didn't do it to Kelvin Gastelum. Way bigger of a size discrepancy with him versus Kelvin. Didn't do it against him. Not going to do it against him. Didn't do it against Romero. I can't think of when he did it. I give you Robert Whittaker. I guess they. I think that they both.
Well, they got in the pocket and traded quite a few times.
A lot more than He's not backing up throwing the kicks or not backing up striking or not. Jumping in on the opponent's like step back.
Yeah.
So
but Jan Blachowicz, like when he hits you in the face, he breaks things.
Yeah,
we're gonna see what he did to Dominic Reyes' nose,
dude.
One right hand, and that nose was making a U-turn. That shit was terrible.
Yeah, and he's a good fighter too. He's a good fighter. It's gonna be it's definitely gonna be interesting. So my picks for tonight, just to recap it, I got Thiago Santos, I got Islam. So in the mention both fighters. Thiago versus Alexander. I got Thiago. I think he's gonna win by stoppage. I'm saying it's gonna happen late in the third round. I got Islam versus Drew Dober. I picked Islam rear naked choke, second round. Future Yang versus Aljamain Sterling. I picked Yan if I'm betting with my wallet. If I tell you who I want to win, I want Aljamain Sterling to win. Long Island stand up, New York stand up. Aljamain Sterling coming in and winning this fight puts him in line right up there for a title shot.
He'll be the champ if he wins.
Excuse me. Yes, he would be the fucking.
He'll be the champ.
Yeah, he'll be the champ if he wins this. Then Amanda Nunes and the other one, Megan. Sorry, Megan. If it was anybody else, I'd pick you, but you're not beating Amanda Nunes. Nobody's ever beating Amanda Nunes, except if her and what's her name fight again. And then maybe she loses, maybe she wins. And what I'm talking
the Bullet?
about? Yeah. Oh my God.
Do you want me to help you out here?
Yeah, please. What's her name?
Valentina
Shevchenko. And then John versus Israel Adesanya. I pick Israel Adesanya. Decision, I guess. I mean, that's just a pussy way out because I really don't know how it's gonna finish. Because that fight could go either way. But I'm picking Adesanya just because. If I had to, like I said, if I had to bet with my wallet, I'd pick out Adesanya, and I would love to know what the spread is on him too. What's your picks?
My picks right now in the first fight, I'm going Alexander Rakic.
Yeah,
he's going to stop Thiago Alves.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Thiago Santos. He's going to stop Thiago Santos.
If anybody doesn't know who Thiago Santos is, he's a dude with a giant hammer tattooed on his fucking sternum.
Yeah, the worst tattoo possibly in the world.
Yeah, but it's fucking pretty gangster.
It's not as bad as that tattoo on Darren Till's arm. I don't know who that is. Whoever that is. If it's somebody that passed away, RIP, and good for you for getting that tattoo, but goddamn it, whoever did that shit is terrible.
You got money. We could fix that now.
Yeah, you could fix that now. You ain't,
Next.
Then I got Islam Makhachev over Drew Dober.
Okay.
And I think he's going to stop by TKO ground and pound strikes.
Okay.
I don't think, Then I got Aljamain Sterling is going to rear naked choke Petr Yan.
So from your fucking mouth to God's ears.
He's going to take his back and he's going to strangle him. I know Petreon's going to land some shots, but I don't think he's putting Aljamain out. Aljamain's been knocked stiff one time, and that was Marlon Moraes with a miraculous knee/kick. He tried to throw a kick and he kneed him and turned him into a door.
Yeah.
So that happens, but Aljamain is gonna take his back and choke him. Long Island, stand up.
Stand the fuck up.
All right, Sarah Longo, let's go. Then I would like Megan Anderson to win if I'm picking with my heart because I love Megan Anderson. But what I'm going to say is Amanda Nunes is going to land some punches and possibly correct Megan Anderson's nose.
I wouldn't even want her to win. Out of everybody who could beat, can you imagine how disappointing would that be?
Why would that be disappointing?
That would be incredibly disappointing to me.
But why?
Because she's not the same caliber of fight. You know why she's fighting her? In my opinion.
Because Amanda already beat everyone else?
Because who the fuck else is she going to fight? She's going through the same shit Khabib would go through if he was still fighting.
Yeah, but
who the fuck? At least Khabib would have Michael Chandler to look forward to fighting. There is nobody that's the same caliber of fighter than Amanda Nunes is in that weight class.
Well, Amanda Nunes...
In the women's division in general.
Well...
And I'd be disappointed.
Who's to say it's not the same caliber fighter if she beats her?
I guess
it wouldn't that determine.
I guess when
caliber?
she loses tonight, no. What determines her the caliber fighter that she is the same thing that determines the caliber fighter that John Jones is. Look at their resume and the people who they've beaten. Yeah, right? Look at them and when they're in adversity. Why the fact, and I know that I keep going back to this Chris Cyborg fight, but I think that everybody looked at that fight like Chris Cyborg was going to go in there and really put on a show, or at least
people challenge. Casuals thought that. I knew Amanda was going to put some work in.
People thought that that she was going to challenge Amanda.
Yeah,
it wasn't like that at all.
Not at all.
It was a complete opposite. It was an onslaught.
She beat her up worse than she beat fucking Ronda Rousey.
It was an onslaught. So I think that for Megan Anderson, somebody who doesn't have the resume, listen, I watched her fights this morning. I'm not coming in here from just never watching this girl fight. I watched her fight this morning. I watched a couple of her fights this morning. She fights well. She's got the body for it. She got like the length. I'm not talking about the body like her. She's got a good body. I'm talking about like she's got the length. She's got her legs are incredibly long. She's got the reach. She's a good fighter. She's just Amanda Nunes is a different level of fighters. After this, she's got to fight fucking Henry Cejudo or fucking Marlon Moraes or something like that.
She'll beat the shit out of both of them.
So then that's why I feel like from my opinion, it'd be disappointing for Megan Anderson to win.
Yo, I'm fully confident that Amanda Nunes would knock out anybody in the bantamweight division.
That's so funny because it's probably true.
It's goddamn true.
She could fight any of them.
She'll knock out Cody. The only one that might have a shot is what's his name that's out on EPO? TJ Dillashaw. TJ Dillashaw is the only one that might have a shot against him.
If he's doped.
If he's on EPO. Everybody else at bantamweight, Amanda Nunes Cody out. Is not. She's putting Cody back in the fucking ICU. She's putting putting him back in the fucking hospital for COVID. And that's thinking like, you have COVID again? Oh no, it's a head injury. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm telling you right now, if Dominic Cruz stepped out this fight for some reason tonight, she could step in, fight that fight, and then go fight fucking Megan Anderson in the fucking co-main.
You ain't lying, bro.
That's why I'd be disappointed if she fucking won. If she won in spectacular fashion and she beat her up for 5 rounds, good on you. You deserve to win the fight. If she wins on some bullshit and beats her, that's where the disappointment would lie for me. Yeah. I really look at Amanda like she's just next level on like we're gonna talk about her for the rest of the time. Like when it comes to mixed martial arts, like she's never gonna be not gonna be in a conversation. Just like I love Valentina, Valentina's my favorite female fighter. But I can't sit here and say that Amanda is not the greatest of all time. Like she
beat Valentina twice.
She beat Valentina twice on decision, and the first one was close. The second one, not everybody says she won. Me being one of those people.
I would have to rewatch it.
And we know that this sport, when fights go to decision, that doesn't always mean that that's the person that won. That's the person who won on paper.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's going to be an interesting night of fights, man. I'm fucking excited.
It's going to be a really good night of fights.
And Berto's making me and him some steaks.
I got some steaks.
He got some real good steaks. We got to take those out the fridge and let them sit on the counter for a little while.
100%. I got some good steaks. I'm going to season them up. You know, a little bit of salt, pepper, and olive oil. That's it.
Woo!
That's it. I'm pretty excited about the meat.
Talk to him, Papo.
I'm pretty excited about the fucking meat. Let's see. How long have we been live? And so we could, because it's 7:30. I want to be able to catch the prelims. If you guys don't have ESPN Plus, then you guys will not be able to watch because the prelims aren't going to be on television, right? It's like ESPN Plus only.
The early prelims. I think right now, these fights started at 5. That's how many fucking fights there are. The early prelims started at like 5:15 on ESPN Plus, and then at 6 o'clock they went live on ESPN 2.
So if you got ESPN Plus, check it out there. If you have ESPN Plus and you're going to purchase the fight and you would like to share that fight with us, you are more than welcome to. We will more than be happy to take your account and watch the fight through your account. If you guys want to do some crowdsourcing thing and you guys want to split the fight, you're more than welcome to PayPal me some money and I will purchase the fight. Other than that, that's everything I wanted to talk about tonight. We've been live for an hour and a half. I know we usually do 2 hours, but I think today, unless Justin has other stuff that he wants to talk about, might just wrap it up. Shout out to people and everybody in the chat who fucking been rocking out with us since the beginning of this episode. Really appreciate it. If you're still on here, please give us a thumbs up. It fucking
thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and all that shit.
Yeah, and I hate to say that shit, but we'd appreciate it if you did. If you got your predictions, put them in the chat right now. I'd love to hear what other people's predictions are. If you contra our predictions, if mixed martial arts in general, not just watching the UFC, because the UFC is just an organization. If you're not into it, tonight would be a good night to just watch it.
Yeah, bro.
Tonight would be a really good night.
If you got a friend that's having a fight or something like that, or you got your brother-in-law or your girl's cousin or something like that is watching the fights, go over there and watch these shits.
Yeah,
because this is going to be a good night of an introduction to mixed martial arts for you.
Yeah,
and if you're not into mixed martial arts at all, you're not into combat sports, you're into golf and lame shit, that's cool too. Give us some suggestions on the steaks. I'm looking at yo,
Twiz got the whole recipe out.
Yo, he got salt,
butter,
pepper, olive oil,
basil with garlic
and rosemary.
It's a little time.
That's how I get down.
I do like that too. I do like to throw a little bit of time while it's cooking in the pan.
I get down. I throw some rosemary in there, some garlic, some butter. I put so much butter.
I put a lot of butter in the pan. Yeah, I put a lot of butter in the pan. I'm not big. The thing about putting butter in the pan, and I guess we're not ending this, and I don't mind. But the thing about putting butter in the pan is it keeps the temp.
Just use a fire stick.
Yeah, I guess using a fire stick. The thing about putting butter in a pan is that it prevents you from jacking up that fucking temperature, because butter burns, and that taste of burnt butter is not very nice. When you get that black butter,
I'm going to tell you the difference. When do you add the butter?
So if I'm going to use butter, right? Let's say I'm using butter. I like to begin my steak off in a large puddle of water, basting the steak in that butter, and then cranking the fucking temperature up.
I'm gonna tell you what I do. I start with the skillet, with the cast iron skillet, nice and hot.
Yes.
Right? I tend to use avocado oil, higher smoke point, but salt, pepper, whatever.
We did just find today that olive oil is right beneath.
It's significantly beneath. It's like 100+ degrees.
No. They're both in the 400. Avocado was 480, and I believe that olive oil was like 430 or something like that.
No, it was like 360. Okay. Yeah. So you put it down hot like this until you get a good sear. I don't add the butter till I flip it. When I flip it, then I add the butter around the pan and I baste.
Okay.
I baste with the butter. So that prevents it from burning. You know what I mean? So that's when I hit the butter once I flip it. That's just me. Twiz, what you think, man?
You keep your shit on hook me up with the password, bro. Listen, my guy, you send me some money. You know who you are. And we could all buy the fight.
Yo, and we should all fucking FaceTime. I'll put my phone up on a charger. We could
100%. You know who you are. If you want the fight's fucking $60, send me some money. I'll buy the fight and I'll give you my password.
Yo, Twiz, that's how you do it. Yup, with what I'm saying, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Twiz knows how to make a good steak.
Yeah, Twiz is legit, bro. I'm telling you, he don't just got bars. He got cooking skills, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Claudio in the chat. That's Claudio right there.
Yeah, shout out to Claudio, man.
Yeah, listen, and you know what?
Claudio's name looked like a spam account. That looked like that looked like one of them.
That's what his family calls him, though.
What, spam?
No.
Bubby?
Yeah. That's what Sway calls him. I'm not gonna get into his.
But what's that
business.
number though?
I don't know. It's but last
That
four
number, that
social.
shit look like the shit that pops up in my Instagram inbox, and it's a picture of like 6 Russian girls, and they're like, ooh,
Yo, you know what's crazy is that those numbers probably definitely don't mean anything. I'm looking at them right now. They're not like a birthday. Those numbers ain't shit. I don't know what the fuck those numbers are.
Yeah, that's that creepy shit that you get
That
in
was
your
just
inbox.
suggested. Like he was like, I want my email address to be Bubby, and they were like, well, you could have Bubby 35, 65, 36, 19.
Yeah.
And he was like, I guess that's the only one left. I'll take it.
Nobody's gonna answer your DMs because they're gonna think that you're gonna steal their fucking information. But you know,
That's so fucking funny. Damn, I was just gonna fucking say something about fucking something, and now
Twiz is laughing because I said that they call Claudio spam. Spam.
Nah,
That's what they call him. They'd be like,
spam.
yo, back here, spam.
Nah, I don't call it
Spam, bang, bang.
You know what's
spam.
mad funny is that when I got a job working in an environment where there wasn't like a lot of minorities, or when like the kind of job you show up and everybody's like, where'd you go to college? And then like some people are kind of like, because other jobs you show up and it's like nobody asks you that question because it's not a requirement.
Yeah, nah.
First, I showed up and the first question they asked me is like, where'd you go to school? I was like, oh, this is a different environment. You know the motherfuckers didn't know about spam? You know they never had spam? I was like, I'm not even kidding, bro. I said to them, I was like,
I grew up on spam when it was cheap. It's expensive now.
Is it expensive?
It's more expensive.
Is corned beef hash more expensive too?
I don't know.
Dude, when I tell you that I used to think that spam was a delicacy, they used to cut that shit up. We used to put it in our rice. We used to put it in our pasta. I never knew that like Italian like baked ziti tasted the way it tasted because I've been eating Dominican spaghetti for years.
With spam in it?
Yeah.
Spaghetti and a spam?
Yeah, you
I
ain't
mean,
got
spam and a spaghetti?
Spam. We put it in our spaghetti. We put it in our ham.
We put it in our
also put it in our
beans.
breakfast.
We put it on our beans and breakfast too.
And yo, you get spam and egg sandwich with some cheese
with some corn in it.
What?
Watch your
You
mouth.
better stop playing with them.
Yo, how do you make the spam? You microwave it or you fry it?
Pan sear it, baby.
Fry it, baby.
Yeah, pan sear that motherfucker. You know what I never had that I would like to try? Grits.
Grits I've had. You never had grits?
I don't think I've had it. What's the Spanish version of grits? Farina?
Nah, it's a little different. Farina is typically made sweet.
Yeah, I heard grits is like farina, but it's like a salty.
Yeah, grits is like a savory thing. You know, you can make some good grits though. Yeah. We got to work that out. We got to work that out.
What is the base of grits? Is it an oat? Is it a grain?
I don't fit. Twiz?
What are we talking about here? What is a grit? A grit for me is a cigarette. You know?
A grit for me is like hard work.
What? the gridiron?
Yeah.
I don't know what a grit is, but I've seen people.
It's an oat.
It's an oat?
As per Twiz.
All right. I've seen like shrimp and grits and cheese. You know?
That's been cut. It's a cut oat.
It's like, so it's like oatmeal? It's like a meal? I don't know.
No, it's like, I guess like a steel cut oatmeal, like steel cut, like a cut grit.
It's fucking weird, right? I don't know.
It's cut down 500 times. So I guess it's minced. It's a minced oat.
It's like yeah. I get it's like a ground oat. It's a ground oat. That's that fine shit. You put that shit through a screen. That's
Salchichón. ¿Qué es eso de salchichón?
¿Qué dice? I love salchichón. Salchichón is different.
What the hell?
He's talking about that Dominican, Dominican salami that comes in a black container.
Plátano con salami.
Yo, you ever had that?
Yeah.
I know you've had it, bro. Listen, that's fucking salchichón, that salami, it comes in a black tube.
Wait, Twiz is taking this back. He's saying ground corn. Twiz.
That's cornmeal. Cornmeal is ground corn. That's the definition. It's a meal. Meal is a ground version of like an oat or that's why there's flax, like there's flax meal and there's flaxseed. Well, the meal
flax
is the ground
way that it's processed.
The meal is the ground version. The flax is the actual fucking like seed or whatever it is. Now when you go to flaxseed, like flax meal is the ground version of that. Just like there's like there's sugar's the same thing. There's granulated sugar. There's like the sugar that's like powdered sugar. There's like all these different variations. They're all the same shit essentially.
Grits are a popular dish widely consumed across southern United States. They're made from dried ground corn, cooked in various.
That's maicena, bro. Are you kidding me? I know what that shit is. Maicena, you should have just said it. I know what that is.
What?
Cornmeal. That's how we make our tortillas. So tortillas are just is grits. Tortilla is like a grit pizza. I want to go back to the salami conversation because we didn't give it enough attention. Salami.
Plátano con salami.
Listen,
Plátano con salami.
Plátano being a very diverse fucking vegetable or whatever the fuck.
Plátano is consumed across all the Caribbean. Shout out to the Caribbean people that eat plátanos, yo.
And one of the reasons why it's so amazing is because you can eat it in every phase. Yes.
Every meal.
You can take it right off the plant and fry it up. You could wait until it's old and like maduro and ripened and eat it and it's sweet and delicious. You could eat it in the in-between period where it's sweet and savory. You can boil it. You can fry it. You can bake it.
You can mash it up.
You can mash it up. It's filling.
True.
It's delicious.
So which is good for us broke folk.
Yes. Listen, I used to eat a plate of a mango. Mango is traditionally a Dominican dish. If you want to say it's not Dominican, say whatever the fuck you want. But traditionally, in my opinion, it's Dominican. It's boiled plantains. Throw some salt in there. Mash them motherfuckers up. Throw olive oil in there. Mash it up some more. You put that as if it was like mashed potatoes. I like a Professor Clump style with a couple little extra chunks in there.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And then you take that, get some fried cheese on the side, and with that salami. And if you don't want to use the olive oil, you get that salami grease in there. The salami grease is for the real OGs. And then
that's
you
the
top
real
it.
OGs. That's trying to go right to the calf lab.
Yes. And you top it with those red onions. The vinegar base on those red onions. Oh my God. They're like emulsified.
Yeah, it's almost like pickled.
Yes. Delicious. Delicious.
Mangú con cebolla, ¿viste?
Yeah,
Mangú con cebolla.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That is a delicious breakfast. And that might be like, you know, the Southern American version of grits, like the Caribbean grit, you know, is mango. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But I do want to try grits. I do. And I'm not into food that has that consistency.
Yeah, it's fucking delicious though.
Is it delicious?
Yeah, it's delicious, bro.
We got to go to the South and try it.
Yo, man.
We got to go down. I'm trying to go to Savannah, Georgia.
Yo, we might have to hit a little fucking. We might have to hit a little fucking Masters of None.
Yeah, road trip.
Southern edition.
Yeah, when we incorporate some food. Incorporating food, and not only that. Listen, not only do I want to try, I want to go to Savannah, Georgia, and try the food from over there. But I would also love to go to Louisiana and have some crawfish.
See what I'm saying, bro? Yo, we really got to do that. Yo, damn! You know what I forgot to bring? I copped Dustin Poirier's hot sauce.
Oh man, we could have tried it.
Got it at the
What's
crib.
it, Louisiana? It's
Louisiana style hot sauce.
Louisiana style hot sauce.
Oh, shit is good, man. My girl made this sausage bake, sausage and potatoes and shit. She just slamming. I squirt that shit in there. Shit was delicious, bro.
Oh, Claudio says that he puts American cheese on top of his fried cheese. Now that I never fucking heard of.
Oh my God.
That
Está con queso, combinado con otro queso ahí.
Queso con queso.
Queso con queso ahí.
Dame un chin de ese queso y se me favor, ponme un chin de queso encima.
Oye, cuando yo ordeno queso, quiero un poquito más queso, papi.
Sí, and not the same cheese.
Un queso diferente, mira.
Yeah, queso con queso. That shit's probably delicious, honestly.
Damn, wifey made shrimp and grits. Yo, let's go to Twizz's house. You want to drive?
Go out there and get some shrimp and grits.
Oh shit, out there. That's right. He out by me.
Yeah, he's out east. But no, I definitely want to try grit. There's a lot of stuff I never tried, and you know what? I would. There's nothing I wouldn't try once. You know, I try anything once.
There's barely anything I wouldn't try twice.
Yeah. There's one thing I wouldn't try twice. You know what I'm saying? I know when I don't like something. You know what I'm saying? And I know. When,
you just got to breathe and relax.
Is that the trick is to push out. That's the trick. The trick is to push out. And I try to coach some of them through it, but they don't want to listen. I want to shit myself. You're not going to shit yourself, honey. Just push out.
You just got to breathe. You just got to breathe and relax. Don't fight it.
That's so fucking funny. That's so fucking funny because our minds went to the fucking same fucking place.
Yo, stop tensing up.
Yeah, stop tensing up. This is good.
Tensing up.
It's not gonna be good for either of us.
No. Nobody's gonna have a good time if you tense up.
You blow an O-ring like that. Yo, I want to talk. Now that we're still talking, I want to talk about your. You purchased your tattoo cream, and now that you've had it for a week, I want to know what you think about it for having it for a week. I know you enjoyed it when you first got it.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if you've been using it regularly.
Yes,
or if you
I've been
use
using
it
every
today.
day. I used it today before I came.
What do you think? What's your week review? First things first, tell us what company we're talking about.
It's Ohana Organics.
Ohana Organics.
Yes. It
from
is
Hawaii.
a company that started in Hawaii. It's actually a fully female run company. And they shipped from California. So I imagine that they originally started in Hawaii, but the shipping cost is exponentially more expensive, I'm sure.
They probably ship mass quantities to a distributor in California.
I'm sure. So I love it. I got the 2-ounce can. I think it was $12.99. So one thing that I have noticed is that I find myself wishing I got the bigger can because I'm kind of putting a little less than I probably should because I don't want to waste it.
John, we're in conservation mode.
Exactly. So I'm kind of just thinking I'm going to run out, but really I'm not. It's my favorite tattoo cream I've used to this point. It's a different consistency, viscosity, everything than other ones. It's almost like it reminds me of like a cocoa butter type of it's almost like a pomade. Yeah,
it's not like inked. Inked is it's very viscous. It's like petroleum based.
Yeah.
It's greasy. I like it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Because it leaves you shining, but it's not an everyday thing.
No.
This is when you're going to hit the nightclub.
And when I get out of the shower, I use this one.
Okay.
The Ohana. I use it when I get out of the shower. What I do is I do my tattoos with that. And then I hit, with like the lotion, I hit my lower arms.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's going to be, I'm finishing this arm. Hit this arm.
So some of my guys gonna be flooded,
Yeah, bro. We're gonna go in. I missed this winter because
everybody missed this fucking COVID season's terrible for tattoos.
Yeah, it sucks because I typically get tattooed in the wintertime because I like to I don't like exposing my new tattoos to sun, and I'm a beach bum. So once summer hits, I'm at the beach fucking 4 days a week. So I can't do both. I'm most likely gonna die of some kind of melanoma, some type of skin cancer derivative.
Skin cancer real? People die from that?
What? Skin cancer is the most common cancer, and it's the most.
No. Do people die from it?
Yeah, it's the most commonly metastasizing cancer. You know what metastasizing is?
It's the when
it gets into your lymph system, your lymphatic.
Oh, I thought it was the cancer part.
No, it starts to get to your lymphatic system and spread throughout your body.
I didn't know that. I thought skin cancer was like the pussiest cancer of them all.
And no. It's not skin cancer. People sleep on skin cancer.
Where are we talking about? Where we're gonna rate it? Are we sitting next to prostate, lung, brain?
Well, prostate cancer is different. Pancreatic cancer is probably one of the most devastating cancers you can get. Is pancreatic cancer
worse than mouth?
Yeah,
or throat rather said.
Yeah, I mean
throat cancer.
You can typically, a lot of times they'll cut that shit out, and it can be avoided. Pancreatic cancer comes from nowhere. And it's not easily detectable. Like there's no symptoms. Once somebody typically finds it, it's fucking.
You don't need your pancreas.
So
right?
far gone.
You can live without it.
Yes, you need your pancreas.
You do need it.
Yeah, but you're thinking of your gallbladder. Your gallbladder can come out.
You can lose a kidney too.
You can lose a kidney. You can lose a lung. You can. I know people with one lung that smoke fucking 3 blunts a day. So what you end up with is
have family members with throat cancer. Yeah, I always assumed that throat cancer was like, not always assumed it. I always visualized it as a really terrible cancer to have.
It's a terrible cancer, but the thing with throat cancer is it's avoidable a lot of times. A lot of times it's behavioral based. It's based on smoking. It's based on like excessive alcohol intake. It's based on a lot of different things. Pancreatic cancer sneaks up on you. And you're going to have more symptoms with throat cancer. You're going to feel different. You're going to feel pain. You're going to feel discomfort. You're going to feel possibly some swelling, some issues swallowing, stuff like that. You're going to have some things that are kind of going to tip you off that something's going wrong. Most people can't even tell you where their pancreas is.
I can't.
Yeah. I
cannot. It's, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, see, but it also can fuck you up from people, if you don't smoke. Cancer's a motherfucker. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts. There's people that get lung cancer that
if there's got to be one to get, which one is it?
Fucking Jesus Christ. It depends.
One. If there's going to be one.
I can't make that call. You got to talk to an oncologist, man.
I would say skin, no, a little bit. They pull it, get the tag off your back, and you keep it pushing.
Well, that's if you notice it and you catch it. I'm telling you, skin cancer has the highest level. It's got a very high mortality rate based on the metastasis because people don't notice it. People don't realize it, and you're exposed to a lot of things that cause skin cancer that people don't pay attention to. I mean, people go to the fucking, you know how many people ignore a mole that's changing in size and elevation and color, and they don't say anything. They don't really, and then you go and it's fucking got some shit in it,
Fuck. That's it, man. We got to wrap up because we got to have time to make these steaks and watch these fights.
That's right. And the fucking undercards are starting in 2 minutes.
Exactly. So listen.
And again, this is my speculation.
Listen, this is not
Please
financial
go and
advice.
and it's not cancer advice. Go and see your doctor, get your annual checkup, even though I haven't been to the doctor in many years and I haven't gotten blood work in quite a long time. And
I can't remember the last time, bro.
Yeah, you should check it because I'm sure you have a family history similar to mine. I don't have a single male in my entire family that doesn't have an 8 to 10 foot scar on their chest. So I definitely need to go and check
that. Do fucking diabetes too.
Yeah, diabetes, eso te mata, papi.
I feel like diabetes is a fucking Puerto Rican dude killer. Like
Yo,
everybody like
heart disease.
I would love
kills
to know,
Puerto Ricans.
and heart disease too.
Heart disease kills all
Latinos
of us.
in general.
Latinos and black people, yo, we die from heart disease.
Yeah,
that kills us.
Mm-hmm.
That kills us. I know white people that eat the worst food ever, and they have no heart disease, no heart issues, no blood pressure issues. Me, I look at salt and I'm like a fucking 160 over 95. Like, what the fuck, yo?
Listen, Masters of None, episode 18. If you're still rocking with us, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. And we made our picks for tonight. If you guys are going to make your picks for tonight, send it to us on Instagram. DM us your picks. If you guys go 5 for 5, we'll give you something.
Yeah, we'll give you some. We don't know what.
We don't know what. If you pick 5 fights, if you pick all 5 fights right, we'll definitely give you something.
Yeah, we'll
100%.
give you something. It might be a keychain. It might be a fucking hard drive.
We'll buy you the next fight. We'll buy you the next pay-per-view. How about that?
Okay, cool. We'll buy you next pay-per-view. Perfect.
Yeah, if you get all 5 fights, anybody listen to this video, if you pick all 5 fights and you send it to us before the main card begins, we will purchase you the main event for the next UFC, not the next fight night, but the next like numbered event.
The next pay-per-view event that costs money.
Correct.
So just make sure you send it before the beginning of the main card.
Has to be before the beginning of the main card.
These are main card picks. So pick it before 10 o'clock, send it to our DM, and we will absolutely buy your next UFC pay-per-view if you go 5.
Yeah, your next UFC party will be on us. That's it. Masters on episode 18. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Shout out to Twiz.
Shout out to Twiz, Claudio, Ray Figs, everybody. Chronic on the fucking beat. Surrender Films. That motherfucker's an animal. We love y'all.
Peace. And we're going to